Hello everybody, welcome back to yet another comprehensive drum playthrough review. I'm just going to call these drum playthrough reviews. Hello everybody and welcome back to... For those of you brand new, my name is Nick. I like to play drums, I like to play guitar and a bunch of other instruments, and we like to watch these videos so that way we can glean technique from other drummers and other people who are better than us, so that way we can ultimately better ourselves and get better at our craft as musicians. Anyway, today we're going to be reviewing a drummer who, he's honestly pretty good. Now, I've said some pretty controversial statements about the band myself. Am I a huge fan of the band? Not anymore. Did I like the band when they produced their first 2, 3, 4 records? Yeah, I did. I am a huge fan of their first 4 records. I'm just not a fan of their new stuff. I feel like they've gone really downhill really quickly. Either way, we're going to be reviewing Jay Weinberg of Slipknot. Now, again, as I've said some pretty controversial statements about Slipknot. I think, honestly, as a band, they need to retire at this point. That's not going to take away from the fact that Jay Weinberg is a good drummer, and we can learn a lot of stuff from watching his technique. So without further ado, guys, we're going to actually get into this video. So we're going to review him playing Disaster Piece from the Iowa album, which was their best album ever. And they're never going to make another one like it again. I hope that just sets in with you guys. All right, and without further ado, guys, we're going to get into the playthrough. Oh, so this is their opening song on this one. Look at him shaking out his hands. They got their in-ear monitors. They're checking a few things first. Making sure everything's all set and ready to go. Is that Sid warming up? I think that's probably Sid warming up. I want you to watch the power that he puts behind the kit. Effortless playing. And this is a good song too. Nice simple beat right here. It's powerful though. It gets the job done. He's using good wrist technique right there. Very good wrist technique. Also, interesting color choice for his throne. I wouldn't choose leopard print personally, but that's just me. One foot blast. Very cool. Putting a lot of power into his kit. He's using whipping motion as well for the ride cymbal there, which I find to be really cool. Nice crescendo. They're totally not using a metronome, by the way, when they play it live. I don't think they actually ever used metronome on the first 3 albums. But just look at that blast beat there. Very clean, very effortless. Even though it's not for a long time, he's using good... It looks like French grip a little bit. I like the cross between French grip and wrist movement. He's going straight wrist though for those goes. Mainly for the power aspect of things. Yeah, he's using wrist movement there. flexors. So there's not really a lot of rudiment fills that you really see a lot of in Slipknot fills or Slipknot songs or anything like that. You don't really see a lot of rudiment fills. You do see a lot of rudiment fragments though when they play the riffs. See, like even right there, that's actually a rudiment fragment. He has a really good groove behind him too. Very good fill choices too. Breakdown. This is what got so many people into deathcore. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This got a lot of people into deathcore. Trash can ending. Yeah. He's pretty tired already as is, you can tell. Especially drumming to that song, that's going to take a lot out of you. So yeah, let's review, guys. So yeah, that's a pretty good job on Jay Weinberg's part right there. Again, I've said some pretty controversial statements about Slipknot as a band myself, but that doesn't have any reflection on the members. I believe the members are all talented musicians. I think that their songwriting has gone downhill. But regardless of that fact, we're going to set that opinion to the side and look at this objectively because this is a good playthrough right here. He's using a lot of power. He's using a lot of energy. He's putting 110% into this when he's playing this song. And mainly because it's one of those songs where you kind of have to. If you don't put 110% in, it just doesn't feel right. Honestly, there's no other way to play this song other than to put in so much effort. So let's just talk a little bit about his technique. He uses a lot of wrist. He's not using a lot of fingers or anything like that. He's basically using straight up just wrist movement right there. And is that a bad thing? No, absolutely not. It's not a bad thing. Using wrist motion is perfectly fine just as long as you're staying loose and relaxed. It all depends on how fast you're trying to go. If you're trying to go fast, you may want to switch it up to fingers. If you're trying to get more power and hit a little bit slower, then that's fine. Wrist motion all day long, baby. Nothing wrong with being a wrist player. He's using a lot of hip flexors, especially on the bass drum beaters and everything like that. And that's fine. That's all for power's sake and everything like that. This song is supposed to go hard, and this song is supposed to be all about the vibe, all about the power, all about the heavy. So it's perfectly fine to use, you know, larger muscle groups that you may not necessarily get as much speed out of, but you're more concerned about power. I see a lot of people where they see somebody using wrist, they're just like, oh, you're not supposed to be using wrist. No, that's not good. There's no need to solely just use one technique. It all depends on the speed and power that you're trying to achieve. Jay Weinberg has been playing drums for most of his life. His dad has been playing drums for most of his life. So when it comes down to it, the style that he's produced for himself is ultimately going to work the best for him. If he tries to switch it up and do something that's going to be a little bit different, it's not going to work the same way. You want to be able to, when you're playing live, put out the same energy as you would when the person first hears it on the album. That's kind of the vibe you want to get across. And I feel like the Jay Weinberg does a really good job of doing that. He has a very good translation as far as power to energy, which I don't think a lot of drummers honestly take into effect, because how you play the drums has a direct relation to the energy that's put off to the crowd. If you're playing them emotionlessly, you're going to get an emotionless response from the crowd. That's just honestly how things work. But if you're playing them with conviction, power, and putting your all into it, you're going to get the crowd going. So good job on Jay Weinberg's part. He has a very good idea of translating that passion and all that into energy, so that way people can enjoy the music a whole lot more. While I may have my controversial thoughts about Slipknot as a band, and I may not really like them that much anymore, nothing can take away from the fact that all the members are talented musicians, and the first 4 albums are awesome. But either way, guys, that's going to cut the video here. So here's a few things you guys can do to support me. For one, you can like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. That really helps me out in the algorithm a lot. You can also check out my other videos that I have on my channel as well. I've got a lot of content that's similar to this, so if you like this video, I guarantee you'll like all the other stuff too. There's a lot of good videos on there. Don't forget to check out my playlists, and also check out the links that are down below for my band page and Spotify page and all that stuff. We got a lot of new music that's coming up on the way. So with all that being said, though, we'll cut the video here. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. Thanks for sticking around till the end, and I'm hoping to see you guys in the next video. Cheers, fellas.